love my loser, I still really hope. I wish you're gonna change your mind and everything will be alright, man. Cause don't you know it really hurts? I hope you'll understand, yeah, that I really miss the funny things baby I used to say. I am crazy, I'm a fool.
What's your name, sir?
How we doing? I'm Scott Chertson. I'm the line producer on the project of Bloody Slumber Party.
And what? Close call. What exactly are we doing, Scott?
We're on our way to Saddle Brook, New Jersey, to actually take part in the movie Bloody Slumber Party, which you have a cameo for.
What does a line producer do?
Line producer handles a lot of the paperwork that's involved, the budget, the signatures. Sometimes there could be some script reading being done, but in this case here, a lot of the paperwork, the forms, make sure basically everything works properly between the actor, the crew, SAG.
Now, what makes a good line producer, if you know?
Well, the big key is to make sure all the paperwork is accurate, because it's one of those things where if everything is done right, you never hear a word, which is really kind of your goal on this. If something goes wrong with the paperwork, SAG will let you know, and you'll probably have to refill the forms out. If a signature is missed, you have to try and track down the actor, the actress involved, and that could be a lot of work.
Do you have advice for young first-time filmmakers as a result of the experience on Bloody Slumber Party?
I think there may be two things I would think of in this case. The one first off I would basically say is just go out and let yourself have fun with it. You know, it's one of those things that I think a lot of times people get bogged down by a lot of the frustrations that are involved, the agitations that are involved, and it takes away from the experience of it. The other side of it is always be patient. Always treat everyone with respect.
Let's do the dialogue facing this way while they're...
No, we'll do this dialogue. Stop it up, get fucking out of here, and we'll do Arby's dialogue.
As simple as that may sound, it's one of those things that if you start getting out of line and you start getting frustrated, those sort of things can absolutely, hurt you long term, because everybody talks, especially in this day and age with, social media, Facebook. You start becoming a complainer, that kind of thing is going to start basically going out there through social media, and you're going to get a reputation that's going to hurt you long term.
Is there anything else that you would like to impart to students?
I think the one thing I want to add to that is don't be afraid to listen to people. So if you have someone there that's willing to coach you, willing to educate you, and get you to another level, don't be too proud to ignore them. And I think that's the biggest thing. They've been where you were, they are where you want to be, so listen to them.
I'm fucking right. Action!
I'm Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma Entertainment and creator of The Toxic Avenger. And I've grown this 3-day beard and put on this incredible, technically sophisticated appliance so that I could play a cameo part in Larry Rosen's Bloody Slumber Party.
What's going on here? What's your name?
Larry Rosen, director of Bloody Slumber Party.
And where are we exactly?
Right now we are in what is supposed to be a warehouse, shooting the final scene that's going to come during the credits of the film with the talented Mr. Lloyd Kaufman, Puya Oseni, and myself.
Is there a theme? What was the purpose of making Bloody Slumber Party? Is there a political statement? Is there a sociological satire involved? Is it?
It has nothing other than don't ever assume that anything is at face value, because there's lots of twists, turns, and it's look at the person themselves as opposed to just how they appear.
Is this a union film?
Yeah, SAG film.
Is it low budget? Is it modified low budget?
Under new media.
What is the new? Can you explain what that is, if you don't mind?
Yeah, the new media contract just means that its first intended outlet is to be online.
And what is the advantage, if there is one?
The advantages are just there's no set rates. You can negotiate the rates. You have a less amount of time to have to do the contracts. So instead of planning like 6 weeks in advance, you can put in the contracts 2 weeks in advance. It's a little more lenient.
Is there a day player rate, things like that, or is it?
No, it's whatever you negotiate.
So in principle, you don't have to pay the actors, or?
Yeah, in theory, you don't have to.
Oh, that's great.
Although all of our actors are paid on the film.
Now you're close to the final day of filming. Is there an overarching lesson that you have learned, Larry, as a result of making this movie?
Just if you have a solid core team, you can accomplish anything.
Hi, Ron. Ron Denson is the DP, and
sound today.
What's that?
And I'm sound.
Now, what are we shooting on, Ron, if I may ask? And again, if I'm holding things up, just to break this camera.
We're using a Blackmagic Cinema Cam, the 2.5K.
Wow.
And we also have a 7D for any of our action shots.
How is the Blackmagic compared to, say, the Ariflex?
Well, it's really no comparison because we're talking dollars. I mean, but
well, quality is the Black. I've heard the Blackmagic could be as good as or better than the Alexa.
I would say it's pretty good. I mean, but when you're talking about independent filmmaking, that's probably the best camera on the market for independent, low budget.
Which one?
The Blackmagic. The Alexa is $20,000, dressed out. Blackmagic's $5,000 dressed out. So,
what kind of lens on the Blackmagic?
Well, right now we're shooting with 11 to 16 Takina 11 to 16 2.8. But we got a host of lenses that we'll switch out, and that's one of the great things about the Blackmagic camera is that you can use Canon lenses to get extreme cinematographic shots.
Is it your main ambition to be a director? Not that it's any of my business, but is it your main ambition to be a director of photography, or do you go to directing, or all of it? Or?
That's a crazy question. Actually, I'm an actor. I'm an actor, and I found that the only way to make it in this business is to you got to create opportunities for yourself. So when I wasn't filming or being filmed, I figured some of the stuff that I was working on, I could probably shoot it myself. And if that's the case, why not shoot my own stuff instead of wasting my time with some projects that really wasn't worth my time? So you just remember that you got to create opportunity for yourself. And if you create opportunity for yourself, a lot of doors will open for you.
What lens did you do? What did you do here, Ron? You had a lens. What lens was in there?
This is the 30 millimeter.
30 millimeter. I don't know what that means, but and then what's this one?
This is a wide. So this is a 11 to 16.
So this is a wide lens. A very technical term, wide. And who is that very mysterious woman across the way who probably is pissed off that I'm filming?
That is Puya Moseni. She's going to be doing the scene today with you.
Very cool.
Like a stand-in.
What's that?
Almost like a stand-in. I'm just there for you to do onto me as you wish.
Thank you.
Sort of.
Because we're going to actually be using a kitchen knife.
No, we should be very safe. Just I shouldn't come close.
Thank you.
Well, I wasn't saying come close.
Safety to humans.
Yeah.
Kitchen knife.
It's one that has like a very grippy handle. So.
not to
That would
worry.
be truly method acting.
A lot of the stuff is done completely safe. We have a knife on set, but everything is done with the absolute, precautions in mind, safety in mind. It has actually been a very safe and very productive shoot. Actually, it's come out really nice, and I'm fired up to actually see how this whole thing comes out.
Brian, of course.
Brian, our AD.
What's your last name, Brian?
Brian Millard.
Any filmmaking lessons that you could impart to the young people like Kathleen?
Yeah, Ron breathes creepily into microphones. That's about the best advice I can give. If you ever hear somebody doing real creepy things by a mic, it's probably Ron.
Every director of photography does that.
My, what big, beautiful brown eyes you have. The better to watch yourself die with, I imagine, huh? Nice keepsake, too. Do you mind if I have them? Do you mind if I... Yeah, sure, I can have them. I'll just pluck them out of your pretty little head, won't I? Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, I've been meaning to ask you a question.
What is it?
Why? Why do girls like you always ignore men like me? Why? Why do you ignore us? What do you have, a club or something where you get together and you conspire and you hate us, don't you? You hate us. Yeah, I know you. Well, who cares? Who cares? I'm going to kill you anyway. I'm going to find out exactly what you're made of. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to see what's inside you. Yeah.